welcome back to the show. Beginning today's social media trends, we start with hashtag Armed Forces Remembrance Day. Now, during the course of the week, this was something that really trended, especially everywhere on all social media platforms, especially on Twitter. Now, of course, celebrated on January 15th, the Armed Forces Remembrance Day is a day where we remember and honor all our fallen heroes, both male and female, and still our military personnel still serving. So moving on to Twitter, our first tweet at Bila Muimar tweeted, "May the sacrifices of our heroes never be in vain. To the families of our servicemen and women who've paid the ultimate price, may you find succor in the mercy of Allah. To those on the front line, may Allah continue to protect you." Hashtag Armed Forces Remembrance Day. We see the next tweet. At G. Karan, "Thank you for your service. We remember and appreciate the sacrifices of our fallen heroes." Moving on. At Brenda Uji, "So here's wishing our amazing troops all the best on this hashtag Armed Forces Remembrance Day. Thank you for all your incredible service. This thread is for you. Hope the prayers and blessings get to you. Hope you get a better deal from the government. Hope you find peace even in hopeless places." And finally, at Jack_Vince77 tweeted, "I remember this experience." And he goes on to narrate the story, so I'm going to break that for you. "Organa for sale?" a sergeant asked. "No, with a share for IDPs, I told him. Cold day bush, oh, sell some for us, I beg," he pleaded. They were 20 or so, had to give all of them for free, served the same purpose. Hashtag Armed Forces Remembrance Day. Now, this was very thoughtful of him. Moving on, I don't know how many of you watched the candidates that happened this week. Yes, it's also trending on Twitter, on all social media platforms. We're going to be joining our friends on Twitter with the hashtag NG the candidates. We're looking at our first tweet at Jackson PBN tweeted, "Imagine the hashtag NG the candidate was a job interview. Would Buhari be qualified for a job? Sometimes we need to be real when defending this old man. He is just not qualified for any job." Checking our next tweet at Ada Campbell tweeted, "If you lose elections, will you accept defeat? President Muhammadu Buhari, that sounds impossible. We have made our case. Watch my visits to Bauchi, Kogi, and the response chairs of vote. When I say these ones plan to rig and not concede, they say Adai is spreading fake news." Moving on to the next tweet, at Bolanle_Cole actually created a survey on Twitter. "How do you rate Buhari's one-man debate tonight? Kindly vote and retweet." And we see very good with 8%, poor with 12%, very poor with 77%, and excellently 3%. And also Ilori Olayide, hashtag NG the candidate. He went ahead to tag some other handles. "Truly, this man has an idea that his haters only rant on social media. The true voters are in love with him. Even me, I am now very satisfied. Continue to hate, oh, you have the floor." And finally, we have one more last tweet. So replying to Uncle, well, let me just state this first of all. So during the course of the interview, there was a video, that went round showing the Minister for Transportation. And, it did cause a lot of controversy online, and people started focusing on it. Now, we have Saw_Dayo replying to Uncle Ajala, "LOL, Amechi deep down his heart saying, how did I end up in this place?" We're going to show you a clip of that video now so you understand that tweet. Check it out.
About the corruption allegations against the governor of Kano State, Abdullahi Ganduje, and why have we even seen you standing next to him at a rally? So, 3 questions. These are all directed at Mr. President.
It's to me.
So corruption, yes, let me recap again just to remind you. The first is corruption and infrastructure.
Yes, well, fighting corruption, I think I have already made a comment on that much earlier on. But the important thing is that you cannot catch Nigerian on paper.
Okay, Still on President Muhammadu Buhari, another hashtag is trending now. This is very fresh. This actually just happened yesterday. Hashtag President Muhammadu Buhari in Kaduna. So basically, earlier there was a video circulating online where President Buhari was at an APC rally and he fell, or he almost tripped. And you know, a lot of people were actually exaggerating that. Well, we would say so, but let's check out that clip first and then you be the judge.
With the station, as we'll make effort to now return you to we will sing the national anthem. Zawi, taken Nigeria national anthem.
All right, if we can have a repeat of the second video so everyone is able to see it. So I did not manufacture these things, okay? So if we can have a repeat of the second video.
The station, as we'll make effort to now return you to we will sing the national anthem.
Now, watching both videos, you get to wonder, is it really an exaggeration or something really is going on? But hey, I'm just the presenter here doing my job. Now, we're going to take two tweets from people reacting to this. The first one at Farouk Perongi. I hope I got that right. This happened today in Kaduna during APC's presidential campaign rally. In this video, Buhari slumped helplessly onto the couch. Recall how he also fell in Lokoja. I feel sorry for this man. His motor skills are weak, which is another telltale symptom of dementia. Really harsh. And the next one we see at Joe Ibe 21, Ebi. Hashtag PMB in Kaduna. Goons, see your master. Twice now, he's almost collapsed. Later, you will lie that Atiku is traveling, not campaigning, like he hasn't been doing so, and say PMB is winning hearts. You people shouldn't force this man to kill himself if you actually love him. Please send us your own comments. What do you think about these two videos that you have watched? Be sure to tag us when you are placing your tweets, and you might just see it next week. Moving on, so I don't know if you've caught the wave, but Atiku, the PDP presidential candidate, is in America, and of course, it also trended. Let's check out our first tweet from today. At Reno Mokri tweeted, Atiku's U.S. Congress visit is a direct blow to at F. Keyamo, who lied that the U.S. Senate is hunting at Atiku, yet that very institution is celebrating Atiku today. If Keyamo had shame, he would hide his head in shame, but Keyamo has no shame. Stephanie Otobo proved that. Hashtag Atiku in America. Moving on to the next tweet at CBN_Gov_Akin. American government is shut down by tantrum throwing Trump. Atiku pays millions of dollars to American lobbyists, gets into US. I hope he stays there till the system resumes. Still unindicted conspirator. If he likes, he can enter heaven. He can't be president. A very strong supporter of Buhari. Moving on at Mustafa Maina. I congratulate Alhaji Atiku Abubakar for achieving his long-time ambition of visiting USA. Mind you, his main yet elusive dream will be Februarized, inshallah. Hashtag Atiku in America. Of course, we've been hearing that the PDP presidential candidate has been, for a while, been planning to go to the US, and it has finally happened, so I get where he's coming from. At Tune Lisha tweeted, presenter, did you hear that Atiku finally landed in America? Buhari, yes, so I've been to over 30 countries during my tenure. Now, the presenter also says, no wonder Fowl said in his song, 4 years tenure, 3 years holiday. Now, this tweet is accompanied with a picture, so I need you to check that photo out. All right, so you get it right. Okay, speaking about Fowls, Fowls dropped his highly anticipated album, Moral Instructions, and it got a lot of people talking. Now, there was a kind of misconception, because the album has so many things, but everyone was talking about what? hashtag transactional sex. But that's not all. We're not going to solely focus on that. But yeah, Falz was trending, and let's just, touch on every aspect of the album. Now, the first tweet at Poltergeist, Fela has gone from Whiskey to Burna Boy to Falz in just months. The way Fela is going turn by turn, you go reach Speed Darlington soon. Now, this is because a lot of people were now comparing Falz to Fela because of how inspiring, how different the album is. At Niggas John also tweeted, I just listened to Johnny by Falz on his Moral Instruction album and I was moved. I felt every word, the intensity of his voice. This album is more than Runs Girls. It's a movement. Have sense and listen. Some haven't even heard all the song is prostitution. They are screaming. Moving on to the next tweet. At Life of Mustafa, Falz dropped a whole album addressing things destroying Nigeria, from poverty to evil politicians to the exploitation of masses to lack of education. So sad that it's all being narrowed to a debate on what he deems as transactional sex. Expected but disappointing.